Not all of us take a chance on ourselves and our ideas, and I want you to do that. Which is why I want to tell you about our amazing sponsor at Fresh Start Ventures.
Fresh Start Ventures is a VC connector that started off as a blog, which now provides you everything you need for your startup, whether that be financial assistance, strategic help, or any other sort of mentorship that you require to get your idea to the next level.
Fresh Start Ventures is also aligned with the Pakistan e-commerce consortium, meaning they are the perfect people to go to in order to understand the vastly changing world that we live in when it comes to technology and e-commerce rapidly evolving every day.
Fresh Start Ventures have helped a bunch of startups get from their ideation stage all the way to the top, where they've consolidated themselves as top-notch businesses who have won laurels and awards in the industry.
If you truly believe in your idea and the only thing missing is support and some kind of financial backing in the long run, Fresh Start Ventures is your place to go, so please don't hesitate in reaching out to them today.
Visit www.freshstart.pk or the link in our bio.
And give your idea a fresh start. Let's get on with the video.
Ladies and gentlemen, Daniel Nasir Mirza here, and you are watching The Way In, Pakistan's #1 mixed martial arts show, emanating live from here, Brave Gym, the place where ARY warriors came together, where it was kind of culminated in a lot of ways. And joining me today is somebody who put out an absolute shutout performance over a very game, Shehzadi Sakhi, on ARY Warriors, which was broadcasted 14th August on ARY Zindagi, 8 p.m. In case you missed it, stay tuned to On The Mic for more details of a rerun. Eman, before everything else, I gotta ask you, how are you feeling right now? Now, some time removed from your fight, absolutely dominant, and I have to say, and I will say on the record here, the single greatest female mixed martial arts fight I have seen between two women here in Pakistan, undoubtedly, without a shadow of a doubt, and you came out victorious. You look like there was no problems for you in there. How are you feeling about your fight? Welcome to the big drama show, by the way. Welcome to The Way In, and welcome to PAKMMA. This was your debut, for those of you who don't know. How are you feeling?
I feel great, honestly. I would lie if I said I wasn't nervous, like leading up to the fight, but I had a lot of confidence. The fight camp itself, you also know, was a bit short because we weren't sure if it was going to happen or not. So, I mean, I think personally I've had this, like, I'm going to fight mindset for a long time now. So it was not hard for me to get into that zone. And I feel like I've been in that zone for a long time. So the fact that it actually materialized was, such a relief. Like, it was almost a relief to fight. I've reached a new plane of enlightenment, like I told you. Like, it was great.
Yeah, no, I get you. And Eman, like, the big thing, before we get into the fight itself and the camp and, the training and the fighting and everything that you kind of felt throughout the fight, the first thing I want to preface this entire interview with is by saying that the biggest struggle that I had as a matchmaker, along with Nasir Khan, who's matchmaking for this event, the biggest struggle that we had was finding you an opponent. Like, we couldn't find anyone who was not just like there, but willing and able to get in and fight on the notice that we were given to put together this event, right?
I'm not surprised.
And that's what I want to start with here. And we talked about this off air as well. How hard has it been for you to find a fight, in the last couple of months or last couple of years, for that matter?
It's been so difficult. I'm going to shed a tear. I mean, so I have loads of training partners, alhamdulillah. Like, I have such a variety of people that I train with on a regular basis, although most of them are men. There are a few women scattered here and there. I think the striking scene in Karachi is it's practically non-existent, like, people do it for fitness as opposed to fighting, and I hope that, me and the handful of female fighters who have started MMA, who have done this, I hope they can change that, and I hope it brings more people for me to fight. It's a bit selfish, but, along with the whole, like, women wanting to fight and do that and build their skill set, I want more opponents.
I mean, that's just the most hilarious thing for you. You've been training hard, and I see, and everybody sees the videos that you put up with Coach Eman Khan. He's going to be on the podcast soon as well. Don't worry about that. But everybody sees them. You guys look very sharp. You guys look like you're training all the time. You don't look like you're taking any breaks. I'm sure all of that does not help in the fact that you can't seem to get a fight. Because as opposed to that, somebody would just say, "Oh yeah, it's Eman Khan. Yeah, she hasn't ever fought yet. She just trains." But nobody gets to see like the intensity that you train at, and the kind of pace that you keep up even in training. And I want to talk to you about the fight in a second. Have you considered switching your content on Instagram to more girly things, like we talked about, like your jewelry and all of that, as opposed to fight footage all the time?
I should just be posting fashion photography shoots and all of that stuff. Like, why have an Instagram where I'm posting all my kicks and everything? Because people just look at it and they're like, oh my god, her kicks are so high, or whatever they want to say. But at the end, they're like, it's too tough. And I don't want people to get scared, because honestly, I could lose at any point. It's not like I'm invincible or undefeated, or, well, technically undefeated.
Yeah, you are undefeated now.
I'm not invincible. So, I mean, yeah, fashion Instagram coming up.
I think Eman Khan, makeup artist, has a ring to it as well, just as like a cover.
Yeah.
MUA.
Dog groomer, Eman Khan.
But yeah, I mean, I'm glad you found a fight. And mad respect to Shehzadi Sakhi. If you're watching this, hats off to you. I mean, and she came in, she took the fight, and she performed on the night as well. She stayed in there for a round. But now talk to me about the days leading up to the fight. Obviously, having to prepare for a fight without really knowing exactly who the opponent is until a week and a half out from the fight. How was that process for you? Now that I get to finally ask you about that.
So, I mean, like I had mentioned, my coach Rizwan and I have been training. We train, we spar. It's very technical what we do. But the 3-4 weeks leading up to the fight, we really got like very intense with our training. There were points where it was really hard. Obviously, it's always hard, it's never easy. There were points where I would cry in the middle of or towards the end of the sessions, and it's difficult, but I feel like his style of training, his intensity of training, it's very well suited for me. I'm the type of person who's like, if I drop my hand, just smack me across the face, like, because that's how I learned that my hand needs to stay up, and that's just it. I work very well with that. So, I mean, it was really, really intense. It was I broke down at a few points for sure, because of that intensity. And then, all of a sudden he just lifted the intensity, and I was like, I felt ready. Like, I felt 100% ready in my head. I went into this fight, telling myself and believing that I am a champ. I will win. So I went in with that mindset and the confidence that whether I win or lose, I know my skill set is on point, and I'll make use of it somehow. I'll find the best way. Even if I lose, I know that I'll give my 100% like I've done in training. And because I was working so hard in my training, I was like, I want to kill myself now, so the fight will be a breeze. And literally that's exactly what happened.
Yeah,
it
showed as well.
Rizwan for that, and the rest of my team who I was training with. Sorry, yeah.
No. I was just gonna say, like, we all got to see you guys here at the open workouts as well as at Brave Gym, and everybody, like, from the moment you stepped onto the mats, right? Everybody kind of just, it was a head turning moment, so to speak, because the sound your kicks would make, just you, Rizwan, just you, Rizwan, and Hazik, like, working. Everybody just kind of went like, what the hell, like, because you are quite an anomaly compared to like what we're normally used to here in Pakistani MMA. But when you saw Shehzadi on the mats, I wanted to ask you, like, what was going through your mind? Was that a weird thing for you, because you guys had to be in quite close proximity leading up to the couple of days of fight week, I'll call it, like the 4 days here at Brave Gym? Was it strange for you seeing your opponent? I mean, I saw you went over and even shook her hand and wished her well and everything, but inside, were you going like, I have to hurt this person, but here I am just like, hanging out with her?
Look, I don't have any bad blood against Shehzadi. Like, I barely even know her, so Like, why would I have anything against her? The only thing I could say in my head was my own competitiveness, because I looked at her and I was definitely sizing her up, and I was like, would I be able to take her? Will I be able to do that? And I was kind of like doing my own training, and I'm looking on the side like, oh, what is she doing?
Yeah.
But her team was doing the same. Like, that's what happens when you train in close proximity. You just kind of like peep at what your opponent's doing. But I don't know. I felt so much confidence in, like, I've been training with Rizwan, Hazik, Ali, all of these guys for like years now. I've stuck by this team. They've stuck by me. We're like a family. So the sheer confidence and trust that I have in these guys, it gave me so much confidence that I could literally walk onto the mat like fucking Conor McGregor and I just give zero fucks about what anyone else is doing, because I know that, you know, like, I just kept saying to myself, I'm the best, like, you know. And these guys, my family has basically instilled that in my head also. I had, like, full confidence going in. Seeing Shehzadi Sakhi training, of course, like, mad respect to her. Like, she was also learning. It's also very new for her, just like MMA it's new for me also. So we were both, like, training as hard as we can. So mad props to her. But I just had that confidence in my head that I was like, you can't touch me, you can't hurt me, you know? And that goes a long way.
Yeah, I mean, that sometimes just what makes or breaks the contest between two fighters. And I saw that, like, you were brimming with confidence all fight week, and like on fight day as well, like, you seemed very calm. Like, I wasn't calm. I was running the fuck around like crazy. I had to go from the offices to the mall, to back to the offices to the mall, and I was like just all over the place. Yeah, but then when me and Razaki, both Hamzas, he's right here, one of the people behind ARY Warriors, shout out. But when I would see you, you know what I mean? Like, whenever I would see you and Rizwan and everybody, it would be complete, like, just, you know, ice in your veins, just relax, just waiting patiently, you know, to get your hands wrapped and then to go in. Were you still, although, you know, I'm sure in your exterior you were very, you know, calm, but what was happening inside? Were you still, obviously there were some nerves, but were you able to just control
had my gangster music in my ears, and I was just like, I'm gonna knock you down. I think the only point I really actually felt like true nervousness was when Heather was fighting the very first fight, and like people were watching and I was kind of warming up in the back with Hazik. I was like, holy shit, this is real, this is happening. For some reason, like, because I think I've been searching for this fight, for a fight for so long, it almost didn't feel real. Like, even in open workouts, even in the weigh-ins and stuff, like, you know, it didn't feel real until the first fight actually kicked off, and I was like, holy shit, I'm doing this. This is happening.
And the first fight, even like the way it ended, like I think that first fight, according to me, was the single greatest fight in Pakistani MMA history. Like, I want to quote myself on that right now. Yeah, I'll say it in every podcast. No, I don't know if you watched it yet, but oh my God, dude, that fight was
I've
crazy.
heard stories about how bloody it was and how violent it was, and I cannot wait to watch it. Cannot wait to watch it.
We're filming this right before it airs, by the way, but after the fight, obviously. But yeah, just watch that fight. Trust me when I say this, single greatest fight Pakistani MMA history. But anyway, my point being, I'm sure when that was happening, and Heather Ferman is the high level guys, and we wanted to send them out first just to, you know, get the crowd going, like, you know, this is what we're gonna. And I later realized a lot. You, Rehan, Zulkarnain, and a lot of you were just following that fight, and you guys weren't exactly used to, you know, like the big fight feel, so to speak. And this is what I wanted to get at. Like, this was your first fight ever. This was your first MMA fight in front of an audience, and it happened to be the single biggest spectacle in Pakistan's fighting history. Yes, it happened, Eman. It happened. It really happened. And it was on the biggest stage possible. And it was during COVID. So with all of this mixed up, how do you rate this as like a first fight, given the circumstances? Not the fight itself, but just given the circumstances. How do you rate this as your first fight?
It's crazy. I mean, out of 10, I would rate it like a 13. No, I mean, start to finish, it was so good. Like Brave Gym, ARY, like you guys took care of us. You guys showed such hospitality. In the days leading up to the fight, in the actual fight. It was a great experience overall for a first fight. Man, it was awesome. I think I need to work on my media skills a little bit though. I think that's one takeaway.
Hey, stick close to me, and we got that covered. Don't worry. On the mic, we'll train you for Ariel Halwani one day. Don't worry about it.
A bit of media training would go a long way for me. I think that was, apart from the actual fight nervousness, the actual like interview, sitting down. Ali thankfully has full rights to record all bloopers from now till the end of time and post them on social media. So I'm just humbled. I'm humbled.
Yeah, no, I get that. And now I want to come to the fight itself. Of course, Shehzadi, we knew she's going to be a striking, heavy fighter. We knew about your kickboxing background. But of all things, how would this fight end? Would you imagine? Would it be a knockout? No. Was it a, hard-fought decision? No. The two strikers somehow end with a rear naked choke, Eman. Explain yourself. How was that entire process of getting from the kickboxing fight to a rear naked choke?
That was my plan, our plan also going into this fight. I wanted to, in an ideal scenario, knock her out or at least wear her down with striking, with my kicks. My kicks are, I feel like one of my strongest moves. So that was the plan. It was the left roundhouse that I was searching for. But I think once the fight actually commenced and I was kind of, keeping my distance, I was trying to see what she was going to do. And I did throw a few kicks just to kind of gauge distance, gauge timing a little bit. And I noticed she was coming in to the kicks. She was countering my kicks, or at least she had the confidence to come in when I was throwing mostly low kicks. So that's when I was like, okay, let's switch it up and not throw the kicks that I was planning on throwing and focus a little bit more on boxing. And then she like clinched with me and I heard someone say, take her down. And I was like, okay, we go in there. I was like, here, hold my gloves.
Hold my shin pads. Oh, you're a wrestler now. I love it.
In the second round, I took her down. Not in the best way, but we did go down to the ground. And like looking back at the fight, there were so many different things that I could have done there. Because I had trained that in grappling, we had trained a few locks and submissions, and in my head I was like, yeah, I could do this. I had a chance for an arm bar, a rear naked choke, all of that, and I saw it at that point, but in my head I was like, I want to knock her out. I want it to be a kick. We ended up standing up, and then the second time we were taken down, we went to the ground. That's when I saw the rear naked choke, and I was like, if I don't grab it now, that's it.
And man, did you grab it? Like, that was a very beautiful transition. Like, honestly, like, and that was a very, very clean rear naked choke. Like, it was executed to perfection. Your first fight ends in a finish. I mean, you can't really ask for a better debut. And you're on cable TV. Everyone now knows exactly who you are, and what's going down from here. And I want to ask you, like, just as one of the last few things, and we will do a longer sit-down interview once I'm in Karachi or you're in Lahore. We'll figure that out later. But, since this is just a post-fight interview, the last thing I really want to ask you is, it's a very generic question, but it's one I think which needs to be addressed. What's next for Eman Khan? What do you want to do moving forward? What is the next step? Do you have a date, a name, a place, anything at all that you can give us? This is me trying to get some information out from you.
It's a very general question, and unfortunately, I don't have an answer for that. I don't have a name. I don't have a date. I very eloquently in my post-fight interview said that I would fight anyone, anywhere. And I mean, I think as excited as I was, when I gave that interview, it kind of does hold true. Like, my mindset has been, in my head, I've been ready since, I don't even know, like, September 2019.
Wow.
So I'm already in that mindset. My training is there. My skills are there. I'm ready, you know? I'm just looking for the next opportunity. So it depends on proposals. It depends on, you know, like how we can take it forward. Obviously, you know, how I can fit in a fight camp or 2 fight camps, however many it takes. I mean, fight camps are also grueling. So, you know, it's just about, you know, managing the resources, my time. But I'm dedicated. I'm here. I'm ready.
I love that answer. And obviously, you know, ARY Warriors 2, whenever that's happening, I think, you know, that is a place that you can definitely drop wherever. And I have on good authority that most probably it will be happening very soon. So, you know, there you go. At least now the only part is a name. And I think that's what really is like a problem for you. And I really hope more names start coming up now. And like you said, you're not just you know, creating a space for more women to come in the mixed martial arts. You're finding opponents for yourselves. If nothing else, you're dragging them out from wherever they're hiding with performances like that. And I know they would want to come up to the, you know, big stage and face you. So congratulations, Eman. What an excellent performance. What an excellent interview this was. And I really want to ask you the last thing. Is there anything you want to say, a message that you have, or people you want to shout out or say thanks or whatever? Like, do you have a parting message that you want to give to the lovely viewing audience of the weigh-in?
I mean, for shout outs, obviously my coach Rizwan, who helped me, you know, with all the skills, everything. Thank you for never taking it easy on me. All the other people in my camp, like Hazik, Ali, all the other people I've trained with, like Maz, my parents, obviously. I have to thank them for giving me that, you know, leeway to actually do that. They're so supportive. My entire family is so supportive of me. They were just like, oh my god, you're fighting, it's amazing, like go kick her ass. I guess, like, if I were to give a parting message apart from like shout outs and stuff, I think one of the reasons why it's so important to me, you know, to fight, to kind of stand up and show my strengths, my skills, all of that, is also all of the cases and stuff that have been going around with Noor, Khadija, Kurtalan, like literally so many names. I can't even remember them all. I can't even say them all, you know, because I don't remember. It's all of these cases that I want people to never stop talking about, you know. I want them to get angry on social media. I want them to just keep repeating these names. And you know, obviously it shouldn't be about women having to be strong. It should be educating, you know, men to treat women better. But at the same time, I believe that women need to learn how to defend themselves. Women need to, you know, stand up and be strong and have that fire inside of them. Not that they don't already. It's you know, I would say 90-10, 90% for the men, 10% for the women. But I think that's a really major reason for why I fight also. You know, in my head, I just want this for women. I want women to stand up and be like, yeah, we did that. You know, like, we're strong as shit and we can do this and we can continue to do this, you know? So that's my parting message.
That's a beautiful parting message, honestly. I think the best to date on the way in. And I really hope like more families like yours support athletes like you to go out and do what they do. You know what I mean? As opposed to thinking that women don't want to come out and fight. Really, like, the families in Pakistan, whoever you are, wherever you are, just, you know, let women train, let women fight, let women do this. Eman, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for this. And
yeah.
I will see you again on the podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the
100%.
Falcon, or as I like to call her, the Flying Pathan. Eman Khan.
You just had to. You had to.
I had to. My bad. I'm sorry. I really had to. This has been the Flying Pathan with Daniel Nasir Mirza. Please leave a like, a comment, a subscribe, whatever you want to do. Just do it. Just hit some buttons. Engage with us. And from me to you, just do it. Seriously, please. And from me, do it. And from me to you,
Fucking do it. Do it right now.
No, seriously, like, comment something nice, or else Eman will come kick your ass. And from me to you, the 3 words I always say to close a podcast, and that is, keep it tight. Stay tuned. I'll see you very soon.